that happens here. Run one, laying down a solid foundation. Oops, I fell. I got to go all in round two because everybody else landed their runs, and now I'm playing catch-up. It's such an interesting game, and I like to say that the contest, a lot of people say, well, the contest clearly starts in qualifiers. And I say it starts in practice. I really do. I think that you can gauge what the other athletes are doing if you're a competitor, and that's the bar you have. But then instantly, if somebody turns it up, it becomes harder to crack that top 10. And that's what's so interesting and compelling and exciting about this format.
Yeah, the whole deal here was that we're dealing with slight temperature change. We got a little bit of humidity going on here. We've definitely got some visibility issues, which making the light a little bit flattened again. That's one of the reasons why the pipe has been painted, so that the athletes have a differentiation between snow and sky. It would be an awful thing if an athlete's upside down and they can't tell if their feet are pointing towards the clouds or pointing towards the snow.
A lazy boy is a seat to sit in, John. It's not a position to land while skiing.
Yeah, that is for sure. So we have 27 women in the competition. Well, actually, I think 26 because we may have a scratch. We are not sure who the athlete was who hit the bricks, but we are hoping that it is just simply a slight injury as opposed to a more serious one. So we'll get an update as to who the athlete was. And oh, look, we've got a little bit of clearing up. We got more clouds coming in the backside, but we'll have to see. So athletes are doing their final warm-ups and will be underway at 2:15 this afternoon. I want to welcome everyone here to, again, this is edition 2026 of the Snow Rodeo here at Winsport Calgary.
New Year's Day, baby. We're starting it off. We're doing it. We were here at 9 a.m., John. We're a couple of spring chickens this morning, and we watched men's qualifications. And honestly, these are athletes. They're professionals. But that doesn't mean I can't be impressed by their ability of skiing at 9 a.m. on this, the 1st of January.
I know, 2025 is just so yesterday. So yesterday, literally and figuratively. But seriously, welcome everybody to this event. We are looking forward to hosting it, and we are looking forward to seeing what kind of action the women are going to be throwing down for today's qualification round. Again, 2 runs for all the fun. Top run is going to count towards the final. Final takes place on Saturday morning.
We have the end of training here. The event slated to start at 2:15. 2:05 training ends 2:15. The start of the event right here at the FIS Free Ski World Cup Snow Rodeo at beautiful Winsport.
All right, we'd just like to mention our sponsors without whom these events just simply don't happen. Money is great, equipment is great, and all of these things are essential to making the success of this performance, of this event possible. We want to thank Toyo Tires, driven to perform au-delà de la performance. Eau Claire Paris Glove, official glove supplier of Freestyle Canada ski teams, fournisseur officiel des gants des équipes de ski et de Freestyle Canada. Innovis, leading medical technology company focused on developing clinically differentiated solutions that generate better patient outcomes. Entreprise spécialisée en technologie médicale dont l'objectif consiste à mettre au point des solutions cliniques distinctes qui permettent aux patients d'obtenir leurs meilleurs résultats. Un merci spécial à Freestyle Alberta. Dans l'esprit de nos efforts pour promouvoir le ski acrobatique dans la province, nous reconnaissons l'implication de l'organisme provincial dans l'organisation de l'événement et le recrutement de bénévoles sans qui l'événement ne serait pas possible.
A special thanks to Freestyle Alberta. In the spirit of our efforts to promote freestyle, free skiing in the province, we acknowledge their support in organizing this amazing event and recruiting dedicated volunteers without whom this World Cup would not be possible. It takes a village. Thank you, Freestyle Alberta. Our Freestyle Canada funding partners, the Government of Canada, own the podium. The Government of Canada, the Government of Alberta, Tourism Calgary. And our Freestyle Canada high performance partners, a big thanks to the FIS, B210, Dare to Be Great, Own the Podium, the Canadian Olympic Committee, and of course our gracious hosts, Winsport.
Remercie nos partenaires financiers de Freestyle Canada, le gouvernement de Canada, à nous le podium, le gouvernement d'Alberta et Tourisme Calgary. Aussi Oser l'excellence, à nous le podium, le comité olympique canadien et aussi Winsport, et aussi la Fédération internationale de ski. Again, thanks big time to all of the people who volunteers, crews here at Winsport. Actually, you know what today is? Today is Hug a Ski Patroller Day. So if you do see a ski patroller in your midst, give them a hug, because they are here in any weather, any time, at in any place, just to make sure that you are safe when you are skiing here at Winsport or any other resort around the country. So if you do see a ski patroller, red coat, white cross on the shoulders, give them a hug, give them a thanks, give them a high five, buy them a coffee. And I'm sure that they will appreciate it because they love what they do. Couple of skiers left to finish off their warm-up runs. Our first competitor in the gate is going to be none other than Cassie Sharp from Comox, BC. She is a member of the Canadian team. She is #1 ranked. She has met the criteria to compete at the Olympics this year in Milan Cortina. Her best result so far this year has been 6th at Secret Garden. She's currently ranked 13th in the World Cup standings. She placed 3rd overall at the World Championships. Her World Cup ranking in 2025 was 5th place. She came 1st in the Olympics in 2018. So a very well-rounded athlete, and we're totally looking forward to seeing her ripping up the pipe this afternoon. We have Rachel Carker, also from Canada, Amy Fraser, Dylan Glennie from Courtney, BC, and Ava Dittmer from Calgary. Those are the other women in today's competition. Again, we got 27 women in the event today, and we're looking forward to seeing all of them ripping down the pipe.
Welcome to the FIS Free Ski World Cup Snow Rodeo Women's Half-Pipe Qualification Round. We have an event planned start for competition for 2:15 p.m. We will keep you up to date with any changes in the schedule. 2:15 planned start time right here at the FIS Free Ski World Cup Snow Rodeo.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start with our roll call. Is there anyone from Estonia here today? Anyone from Estonia in the crowd? Anyone from Switzerland? De la Suisse? Is the Swiss here?
All right, we're going to keep going down the country of origins for athletes and see who's here. We have some Americans. America. Okay, I see some life. There we go. Some fists triumphantly going into the air. How about Japan? Japan, do we have any of the Japanese here? Yes, we do. All right, perfect. China, do we have anyone from China visiting with us today? Yes, we do. Oh my goodness, look at this. We're going down the line here. Only one athlete that I've been able to see from here, but maybe there's a supporter. Maybe there's somebody in the finish corral. Ireland, sweet, lovely Ireland. You know, I went to Dublin once and a drunk man tried to fight me, but we ended up becoming friends. How about Ireland? And I love it there. I can't wait to return. How about Austria? I would, you know, sweet, lovely Austria. No one's fondue out there. New Zealand. Ah, there we go.
Kiwis in the house. Kiwis in the house.
Yeah, absolutely. New Zealand, great boot. You know. Who else we got here? John?
Vanuatu. We have Jeannie Kreiner-Massey from Vanuatu here. We're hoping that she's got some friends in the crowd.
Not a lot of knowledge on my end here from Vanuatu. You got anything there, John?
Well, I know it's volcanic. A friend of mine got married there, and his girlfriend sort of amused herself by getting volcanic rocks and putting them into a pile.
Romance forged in the very core of nature.
It just warms the soul, does a volcano.
Exactly.
Is anyone here from Australia? Anyone here from Oz? Oh, we got a few from Oz. Excellent. Anyone here from Korea? De la Corée? Anyone here from Korea? All right, so that just leaves one wonderful country to be representing. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for Cassie Sharp from Canada? Canadians, are you here? Come on, let's make some noise. The big deal here, particularly because you can't see them at the top of the course at the moment, if you want to see them go, you got to let them know. You may only be able to see them from the from halfway down the pipe, but you got to yell up at the top of the course when your athlete is called out. And again, the whole deal with this is simply that if you want to see them go, you got to let them know, scream and yell as loud as you possibly can.
Confirmed intel, too, here, John, is they can't hear whispers or regular room-style talking, but they can hear certified trade market hootin' and hollerin'. They can hear that elevated volume, so they can hear you, and they know you're down there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, we will tolerate clapping for sure. We will also, we will tell you that it simply will not work if you're stomping your feet on the ground because the snow's a little bit soft. And again, so we do have athletes from across the world. Again, Estonia, Switzerland, USA, Japan, China, Ireland, Austria, New Zealand, Vanuatu, Australia, Korea, and of course, Canada, the home country today for today's 2026 edition of the World Cup Again, this is park and pipe. This is pipe skiing at its best. We've got ski and snowboard World Cups happening this weekend. Today is qualification for ski. Tomorrow is qualification for snowboard. And finals for ski will take place in the morning on Saturday. And under the lights, finals will be taking place here in the pipe at night, starting around 5 o'clock. Totally looking forward to it, all of it. And we had a great men's qualification competition this morning, and looking forward to the women's competition this afternoon. Qualification, 2 runs, best run counts. Top 10 will be taken to the final on Saturday. Doing some last-minute prep to the course. The side slippers have been down. The guys who've got the backpacks and the paint are just making sure that the athletes differentiate between sky and snow are available, trying to limit the possibility of accidents due to flat light. And this is, we paint the lines on the course in the pipe, regardless of the visibility conditions. It's just standard operating procedure. Again, this pipe is 160 meters long. It is 22 meters wide between the walls, 6.7 meters, 6.7 meters high, and the vert, which is the degree of inclination at the top of the pipe, is 81 degrees. The degree of inclination of the entire pipe itself is between 16 and 18 degrees. And so the athletes are simply using gravity to build up their speed to get as high out of the pipe as possible, so they've got enough time to do whatever trick they're trying to do. And I like big, slow tricks. I like ones where there's actually no spin involved, but just doing a huge grab, which can be arguably harder in some cases, due to the amount of air that these athletes take, than it is to do a bunch of spins, to make it look really, really clean. And hold your position the whole time and land in the pipe and get ready for the next hit.
Give me style all day long, John. You know, when we talk about style outside of sport, I don't want to see everybody wearing every piece of clothing they own. I don't want to see them trying to do too much. I want things to be done with intention. I want them to be inspiring. We're here because we love this sport, and I love watching the tricks that want me to get up there and say, okay, I want to get out there on the slopes. And I think that's what's so great, especially with women's half pipe. Just the style and the trick selection is so interesting, so unique, so cool. It's great to watch, and it's an inspiring event, and I love it. I love it.
As they say, it really ain't easy being steezy. Style and ease throwing down the course, that's the one of the key basically one of the key challenges, trying to make it look as effortless as possible without making it look like you're a cat being thrown out of a window. The whole deal here is if you're going to do two and a half spins and a grab, you want to make it look as if they're just simply stepping off a bus. Again, we're looking forward to some great events, great runs this afternoon. We've got 26 women in today's competition. Rachel Carker is bib number 4, is now officially a scratch. But we've got in the start gate, we will have Cassie Sharp from Comox, sporting bib number 5. Indra Brown from Australia, sporting bib number 2, will be second. Yishan Liu from China in third on the start order. Kexin Zhang, 4th. Svea Irving from Team USA, 5th. Whoops. Hannah Fallhaber from USA in 6th place. Li Fangui from China, who's currently ranked 1st. or sporting bib number 1 will be in 7th in the start order. Riley Jacobs, Team USA. In 8th spot, Amy Fraser will be running 9th. Now, Hano Kuriyama from Japan will be running in 10th spot.
We have our field of 26 riders here, John. And for those of you that have been living under a rock, there's a rather big event next month. What kind of implications are we looking at here unfolding right before our eyes? Because it starts here, qualifications. What effect does this potentially have on what's happening next month?
Well, we've only got 2 athletes who have almost made it to, we'll say, the Olympic team. They've they've jumped over all of the hurdles required to make it as an Olympic team member. They have to be officially invited by the Canadian Olympic Association to participate. So that means that and the big challenge, obviously, is we are a kind of multi-discipline sport. Free ski and freestyle have slope style, big air, moguls, dual moguls, half pipe, and aerials. And we only have a maximum of 30 spots to give away to both genders and all of those disciplines. And so each discipline can send a maximum of 4, but if you will see like a half pipe team with 4 athletes, I mean, maybe. If you'll see an aerial team with 4 athletes, maybe. But I mean, it just all of the math doesn't exactly add up to everybody going. And so first of all, we've got qualification here. The other thing that's in store, obviously, is the individual medal winning this competition and how it bears on the overall or the Grand Prix for the World Cup over the course of the season. But I think, as you were saying, the most important thing is, am I going to use this event to qualify for the Olympics, which is the absolute biggest show on the planet?
So big time implications here unfolding before our eyes at Winsport for the Snow Rodeo FIS Free Ski World Cup Women's Halfpipe qualifications. So it starts here, 26 skiers, 2 runs, best run counts. Top 10 go to the main event on Saturday morning, the finals, where the hardware is given out. Excellent. Well, love that, and thank you for the background there, John, on the implications of exactly what is bound to unfold here shortly.
Oui, juste pour le répéter en français, on a 6 disciplines, 6 épreuves dans les disciplines de ski acrobatique. On a le demi-lune, on a le big air, on a le slope style. Les bosses en parallèle, les bosses propres, puis les sauts et même le demi-lune ici. On a seulement 30 spots pour les Olympiques. Puis si ça va être divisé par le nombre de disciplines et s'il y a la possibilité d'avoir 4 par épreuve, l'addition ne se fait pas beaucoup parce qu'on n'a pas assez de spots pour avoir des spots pour tous les compétitrices, tous les compétiteurs de Canada qui veulent aller dans toutes les disciplines. On peut peut-être avoir un maximum de 4 athlètes par épreuve, mais c'est assez difficile pour remplir toute une force de 4 athlètes parce qu'il y a beaucoup de compétitions selon les l'autre épreuve. Puis l'autre chose qu'on a ici, c'est en ligne, on a les médailles pour l'événement individuel ici à Calgary. Mais ça va pour le classement pour la Coupe du Monde. Pour la saison, on a 5 stops sur la Coupe du Monde pour l'année 2026. Puis l'autre chose, c'est, comme on a dit, c'est la chance d'aller aux Olympiques. Puis ça pèse beaucoup sur les épaules de chaque athlète, même pour les entraîneurs qui sont ici, qui veulent que leurs athlètes iront Alors, il y a beaucoup de choses en roulant avec chaque compétition, mais il en reste une autre pour se qualifier ou se classer pour être éligible d'être sélectionné pour les Olympiques. Ça va être à Aspen la fin de semaine prochaine. Puis on anticipe un autre incroyable événement à Aspen parce que c'est la dernière, peut-être l'avant-dernière pour quelques nations pour être sélectionné aux Olympiques.
And as we run down this start list, I'm taking a look, and we are seeing some incredible athletes here. We've rolled out the red carpet here at WinSport, and the best of the best really have arrived. We got 2 out of the 3 that were on the podium in Beijing right here. Unfortunately, Rachel Carker, will be a DNS. She had bronze in Beijing, but our first skier, like you were mentioning, Cassie Sharp taking home silver, Beijing, and gold at last year's X Games. So really huge on the FIS Tour, celebrated in all walks. This is leading off our competition, hitting first, so to speak. We have the ability to watch one of the best runs we're going to see.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and I mean, we have the best in the world here. Like we have Li Fenghui from China, who came first in the overall in the World Cup in 2025, which was yesterday, so her skill level is still there. She also placed second in the World Championships in 2025 last year, and 5th in Beijing. So seriously, it's there's absolutely nothing like it. Just with regards to skill level, you can't watch a better contest and see some better skill level than you're going to be seeing here.
Well, yeah, and as the saying goes, it's a game of inches here. You know what I mean? The difference between missing the podium by 1 or 2 spots and landing on the podium sometimes is less than a point. And so when we say that we have some of the folks that are 5th, 6th, 7th from Beijing and also on the World Tour right now, it's anyone's game out there.
Yeah, for sure, and everyone is as capable to make it through to the qualification. I mean, there are some very, very highly skilled athletes here. There are some, shall we say, debutantes, guys who are just getting their first experience in World Cup, so maybe they don't have as much of an opportunity, but we looked at Gus this morning from Great Britain, no World Cup points, yet he came 5th place in is either Secret Garden or Copper in his first year at in competing in World Cup halfpipe. So anything is possible if an athlete steps up and has the absolute run of their life. There is the possibility of A, winning the event here, B, winning the World Cup overall, and C, qualifying if there's even remote possibility that big results, like a package of big results all in a row, can get them over top and beat out some other probably equally qualified skiers.
They call it momentum, baby, and this is where it starts. This is where it continues, right here in qualifications, because we are going to see some upsets. Absolutely. We're going to see some people that, we've chatted about who we believe is going to be in this top 10. And I think the thing that's exciting about this game is the fact that a couple of those are usually left off. We never go 10 for 10 on who we think is going to make it in. And I think that's really a comment on how high the level of skiing here is.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I think the thing that we also talked about this morning was how well the athletes adapt to the conditions that they're given on a given day. They're dealing with moisture levels, snow conditions, altitude, wind, sun, that can have an effect on the pipe, all of which can have an effect on the pipe, but it also have an effect on the athlete's performance.
There's no one at the top of the pipe being spoken like Steve Buscemi and Reservoir Dogs saying, am I the only professional here? No, everyone's a professional up there. It's incredible.
A lot of that goes to, the discipline, the encouragement, the expertise, et cetera, of all the coaches. And I mean, and in as much as we have some incredibly qualified and skilled athletes, we also have an equal number of incredibly qualified and skilled coaches who help those athletes get to the level of performance that they're at the moment.
Looking at our start list further here, John, I'm running down and I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, it looks like, Canadians, 4 perhaps. So that's a pretty nice little cross-section of skiers we have. I mean, obviously that's going to change with Rachel Carker not able to participate. But
yeah, we've definitely got some, obviously our best athletes are here. Cassie Sharp from Comox, Amy Fraser, Dylan Glennie from Courtney, BC, and then Ava Dittmer from Calgary. So we are anxiously waiting for all of the athletes to rip down the course. But of course, there's a great throng of Canadian spectators here, who are here to see their favorites ripping down on the home country. So as soon as we can get this, the course conditions right up to snuff, we're going to get. Well, actually, we seem to be successful this morning. We got everyone to sort of practice their breathing, and then we got them all to blow the fog out of the way this morning. So maybe we can work on doing that. All right, so everyone, you got to take some deep breaths, some deep yogic breathing going on out there. We can, point your mouths or your noses or whatever in the direction of the pipe. Take in some deep breaths and blow all of the fog out of the way for us. On 3, ready? Big deep breath. Blow the fog out of the way.
Positively tantric, my friend.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, I think that actually worked a little bit. So keep it up, folks. The faster we get the fog out of here, the faster the event will get going. All right, so we're in a bit of a holding pattern at the moment. We are ready to go, but we're just waiting for the ideal conditions, of course, for the benefit of the athletes and the viewing public. So we're going to keep you posted on what's going on. In a couple of minutes, we're going to send the athletes down for a hot lap just to keep them agile and ready to go as well, and that'll give us an opportunity, or give the judges an opportunity to see what's going on as well as the cameras. And so we will be keeping you posted on developments as they arise. We've been told by a friend of ours in the southeast of the city that there is very little fog, so hopefully that will mean a weather change here as soon as possible. But thank you guys for sticking around, and we look forward to an event as soon as possible. So we're going to take this opportunity to again thank some of our sponsors here, because without them, this ain't happening. We invite you to warm up at the Volvo Ice Lounge with complimentary fika and maple taffy while checking out the latest vehicles in the Volvo lineup. Réchauffez-vous au Volvo Ice Lounge avec un fika et de la tire d'érable offert, tout en découvrant les tout derniers véhicules de la gamme de Volvo. We want to thank Bell, a proud sponsor and fan of Canada Snowboard and its athletes. Bell est un fier partenaire et un grand supporter de Canada Snowboard et de ses athlètes.
As the proud beer sponsor of Canada Snowboard, Corona invites you to kick back and take in all the golden moments from the events at the Corona Beer Tent, located at the Finnish Corral. Excited for that one to get fired up.
Yeah, it's in place, and they got the sun chairs out, just, I guess, waiting for the sun. En tant que fier commanditaire de bière de Canada Snowboard, Corona vous invite à vous détendre et à savourer tous ces moments dorés des épreuves du chapiteau Corona, situé dans l'aire d'arrivée.
You don't just fuel your body, you fuel your drive. Real fruit, real fuel, Booster Juice. Fuel for what's next.
Tu ne fais pas que nourrir ton corps, tu alimentes ta détermination de vrais fruits, la vraie énergie. Booster Juice, le carburant pour ceux qui s'en viennent.
All right, Snow Rodeo fans, make your way to the Cal Tire booth. Your local tire experts are here, handing out $100 discount vouchers and some seriously awesome swag. I can verify the swag comment, absolutely. Don't miss out. Cal Tire, proudly Canadian since guess when? 1953. You can't beat that.
Loving it. Attention, Snow Rodeo, rendez-vous au kiosque de Cal Tire. Vos experts locaux en pneus sont là avec de bons rabais de 100 piastres. Et du swag vraiment incroyable. Ne manquez pas ça. Cal Tire, fièrement canadien depuis 1953.
You know what feels good? Being a hero to a friend who's moving. Driving Force Vehicle Rentals, Sales and Leasing has a wide variety of vans, cars, and commercial trucks for nearly every industry. Visit drivingforce.com to find a location near you. Not all heroes wear capes, you know.
Driving Force, location, vente et location de véhicules offrant une large gamme de fourgonnettes, voitures et de camions commerciaux pour presque toutes les industries. Visitez drivingforce.com pour trouver un emplacement près de chez vous.
In the event that the beautiful, warm, and welcoming 88 Lounge at the bottom of the hill is closed, I gotta say, for every game, great food and ice-cold drinks, head to our official sports bar partner, the Canadian Brew House. All the action continues, our official sports bar partner, the Canadian Brew House. Come on down to the Canadian Brew House today for unbeatable food and drinks 7 days a week. You can't scrape me away from there, man. It's great. They got a meal for all seasons and all times of day, the Canadian Brew House.
Pour chaque match, c'est la bouffe incroyable et des boissons bien froides. Passez chez notre partenaire officiel sportif, le Canadian Brew House. Toute l'action se poursuit chez notre partenaire officiel de bar sportif. Venez nous voir dès aujourd'hui à votre Canadian Brew House local pour des spéciaux imbattables sur la bouffe et des boissons 7 jours sur 7.
And finally, our gracious host, Winsport. They're proud to host the 2026 World Cup Snow Rodeo on this, the first day of 2026, with purpose to inspire and activate human potential through the spirit of sport. Winsport, thank you for having us.
2025 is so yesterday, man. Seriously. Winsport est fier d'être l'hôte du Snow Rodeo Coupe du Monde de 2026, l'édition 2026, le spectacle de ski et de snowboard ici à Winsport, avec l'objectif d'inspirer et d'activer le potentiel humain par l'esprit du sport. Thank you guys at Winsport. You guys have been absolutely amazing.
Now we have the hot lap, quote unquote hot lap. And, you know, I love that terminology because hot lap creates a sense of community. You gotta be with the crew to do a hot lap. If you're with people you don't know and you maybe don't like, that's just called riding down the hill with a bunch of people. That's not a hot lap. So when we get the verbiage from the starters saying hot lap going down, I'm paraphrasing, hot lap going down, it's very sweet how we take a look and you can see it's not, there's tricks happening. They're not just skiing down the pipe, doing only straight airs. They're doing tricks. I get it. It's competition, right? But there's one of those things where when they ring the proverbial bell, they smash the red button, the siren goes off that only hot lap can do, you get stoked. You get soaked. And I like to say, this is skiing, baby. We're not selling washers and dryers here. This is fun. This is exciting. There's community. And so the hot lap's going down. As I say this, it ends. But it's one of those things where not only does it keep the athletes warm, it also keeps the skiers hyped, that special meter popping.
And it worked too. Seriously, if you get a hot lap, the temperature goes up and the fog dissipates. And so we are almost there. We're going to be waiting for the athletes to get up. I think we're going to be all systems go. So guys, get your vocal cords warmed up. Again, this is not the opera. Clapping is polite, but it's not it's not as effective as screaming your lungs out is for the athletes. And again, you want to see them go, you got to let them know. And it's a scientific fact, proven by many universities, that the louder you yell, the bigger they're going to go for their next run. And the most awesome thing is going to be that Cassie Sharp is going to be first in the gate. Yeah! All right, so this is the Snow Rodeo, ladies and gentlemen. I've only seen one 10-gallon hat, and that's one of the coaches, and I think that's from Team USA as well. Want to get your spurs shined up, your cowboy boots going, tighten up your harnesses, or tighten up your saddles. Get your gloves on, get your hands warmly caressing the reins, and get ready to go for a ride with our athletes down the pipe. If you guys have the opportunity sometime to walk down the middle of the But if you're actually walking down the middle of the pipe, it feels like you're in a canyon. Because again, the pipe walls are 22 feet high. And if the guys are going outside of the pipe when they're up in the air, like I saw somebody going 12 feet out this morning, that's 34 feet out of the pipe, or out of the flat bottom. That's a lot of altitude.
I don't like throwing around the verbiage eighth wonder of the world, but this thing is behemoth. It's perfectly manicured and sprung up within a number of days here, which is such a testament to the ops crew, the build crew, everybody who looked at this half-pipe location and said, in 3 days, there's going to be a world-class, Olympic-sized half-pipe, and the best skiers in the world are going to be here.
Yeah, and for those of you who haven't seen how we build the pipe here, there's this thing called the Pipe Dragon, which is down by the ops garage. And it's this thing that looks kind of like a dinosaur. It's strapped on the front end of a grooming machine, and the grooming machine has a winch on. Approximately 5 minutes out, we're going to get the green light from our race director. As soon as he's got the green light from the head judge that we are ready to go. Well, the first athlete in the gate, it's going to be Cassie Sharp from Canada. Bib number 5, first in the start order. Number 1 in our hearts. I want to thank the guys at Red Bull for providing some audible flavor to the event this weekend. We're not sure why he's here. Maybe he's scared of us, but he is hiding in that Red Bull Jeep that I'm probably going to try and grab and take home with me. I do have to fly to Kelowna, so I'll have to find out where he parks it when I get back here. But I will be driving it all the way across the country with that sound system in it too, which is going to be fun. Okay. Event judges are going to be ready for Bib 5. Cassie Sharp from Comox, BC, Canadian athlete, dropping in right now.
And the format here today is simple. 2 runs. Best run.
Down a 9 to start with. Throwing down another 9 to go for second hit. Going for the grab and switch for a 540 off the bottom. And going for the loop for the finish. Nicely done. All right, on Cassie Sharp, setting the barrel really, really high. First run. Again, Cassie Sharp, bib number 5, currently ranked. She came third in 2025, the World Championships. Best result so far at Secret Garden in China was 6th. Great run for Cassie, right on, setting the bar big.
Yeah, that really, really sends a message to the rest of the field, John. that says, you want to go to the finals, you want to dance with me in the finals, that's what you're going to need to do. The 9-9 combo is really the big crown jewel of Cassie Sharp's run.
All right, judges are ready for bib number 2. Indra Brown from Team Australia, currently ranked second in the World Cup Grand Prix. Second place.
540, getting a solid grab there.
Good, and 720. Switch to switch.
So a little bit different than what we saw from Cassie Sharp. Really a little bit more, you know, with the switch to switch spins.
A little bit less degree of difficulty, but still executing very, very well and getting some nice height out of the pipe too.
Very good technician type status here. We'll see how the judges weigh that.
So we have a monster score for Cassie Sharp to start with, 87.75 for her run. Right on. Next competitor in the gate is going to be Yushan Liu from China, bib number 10.
Now, if we're going through the action from this morning's men's qualifiers, it looked like the bubble was around the mid-70s as we see Cassie Sharp with that behemoth 87.75 score, and even Indra Brown with an 81.25. I don't want to say these are shoo-ins, but if we're going to follow the same order of operations, and if the men's qualifications rounds can be a predictor, these are near shoo-in scores, and they're going to try to then build on those large scores to give us a preview of what we can expect in the main event, Saturday's final.
Yeah, for sure. Yushan Liu is on course right now. Starting off with a 5 with a nice grab. Right side 540. Left side 720. Very nicely done. Again, getting more of the technical grabs, and again, taking her time, executing those. Well executed. Again, not the same degree of difficulty as Cassie Sharp was throwing down. We have a score for Indra Brown.
Awaiting on that, Indra Brown, yes, with an 81.25, and we will see what Yushan Liu comes. A little bit more of a similar attack pattern from Yushan Liu to Indra Brown, so we'll see exactly where that lands her.
Next competitor in the gate is going to be Kexin Zhang from China, sporting bib number 7. She is currently ranked 3rd in the world in the 2026 World Cup. Her best result so far this year has been a 3rd place at Copper Mountain. We're looking forward to a solid run from her as well. Some of the best in the field at the top of the start order, which is probably going to be a little bit intimidating for a lot of the other athletes. We have a score for Yushan Liu from China, a score of 70.
Cool to watch the variety and the trick selection. It's so curated and it's so intentional.
And again, so we saw back-to-back 720 to 540 combinations there on both sides, both sides spinning as well, because the athletes want to, or sorry, the judges want to see a variety of different spins, so in both directions. And so if you have the capability of throwing down an equal trick in both directions, you're going to get high points for that. Next competitor is going to be Svea Irving from Team USA. We have a score again from for Yushan Liu from China, a score of 76. We don't have a bubble score yet. The bubble score will be set at our 10 athlete spot. But again, we're looking forward to a great run from all of these athletes.
And big news in from the judges here with Kexin Zhang with our being our second place qualifier with a score of 84.25.
All right, Svea Irving is coming in right now from Team USA. She's sporting bib number 6. She's currently ranked 18th score so far of 10th, or best result so far of 10th place at Copper Mountain. She's dropping in.
Svea Irving. Very nice.
Alley-oop mute was really sweet. 900 off the skier's left. Oh, it's a bit of a skibble, bit of a difficulty with the landing. Going for the mute grab.
And we haven't really seen a lot of that yet, John, as far as those skiffs, those, skis getting caught in the flat bottom. The execution's been surgical up to this point with this ski field so far. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly what the judges do. Sve Irving coming in right away with a quick score. I mean, we don't have 10 skiers that have gone yet, so everyone's in a qualifying position. 65, and as we said, things were a little tighter with the men as far as you want that mid-70 score is what sort of put you on the bubble.
Yeah, and what seemed to be happening with the guys, okay, we've got Hannah Fallhaber, Team USA, bib number 3 on course right now. 180 tail grab, 540 with a grab. Big flare, nicely done. The degree of difficulty is getting bigger and bigger. 720. Good job. Again, you're talking about surgical execution there. That was very, very nicely done.
Hannah Fallhaber putting down something, and I like the usage of the flare in the middle of the run. Not something we've seen yet. Definitely lends itself to the variety. We've been seeing a lot of 540s. So to see something like that mix it up is something that the judges are going to take into account. Whether they reward that or not, we're going to find out.
And again, is an invert more important than a spin? We do have a score for Hannah Fallhaber, and that's 40 points for her first run. 40 points for her first run. Right now, Li Fengwei from China is in the gate. She is sporting bib number 1, and she is on course.
Your silver medalist, silver medalist from the X Games, 5th in Beijing, and that's why. Huge 720 to start things off.
Looking really, really confident.
Seeing really intentional execution here, good amplitude. As far as holding the amplitude down the pipe, this has only been really on par with somebody like Cassie Sharp.
Yeah, no kidding. Less degree of difficulty. Cassie was still throwing the really, really big tricks down. But again, that was very, very clean execution. We saw a variety of 720s and 540s and a really good display of different grabs on the way down the course.
I gotta think that's gonna net somewhere in the mid to high 70s or something. We're awaiting the score there.
Yeah, our next competitor in the gate is going to be Riley Jacobs. Oh, wow. We've got some pretty big improvement going on here. Li Fengwei from China with a total of 93 points for her drop-in. That was amazing. Wow.
The judges are telling the field, we want big tricks. We want amplitude, and we want them performed, stomped to perfection. That's what we want. Forget the sprinkles. I want the cake.
Okay, Riley Jacobs is now on course from Team USA. $900 to start. Off axis 7.
Losing a bit of speed here, but I gotta say, the 900 first hit, definitely, this is why it's a gamble.
Yeah. Another 7. I'm going to say that was a solid run, but I've seen her do better, and at the other, I think there may have been a little bit of difficulty with making it through the transition, because you're right, there was definitely some issues with speed in between each of the tricks, and you need to carry that speed from one side of the pipe to the other, and even gain speed as you're going down the pipe, because again, you're not fighting gravity, you're using gravity to your advantage. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Rachel Karkar, unfortunately, bib number 4 was a scratch, but that leaves us to our next Canadian competitor, bib number 8, Amy Fraser. Let's hear it for our Canadian competitors, ladies and gentlemen, on course. Dropping in switch 2. go, throwing it down, landing a little bit deep in the pipe, but really nice 900.
I'm also enjoying the incorporation of full camouflage into the outfit today. Really, really loving the look. I would say that she would just be a floating head in a couple poles. But with tricks and that run, very much visible to us.
All right, so just awaiting the score for Amy Fraser. Our next competitor in the gate is going to be Nahano Kiriyama from Japan, sporting bib number 17.
Amy Fraser netting a score of 70. And like we've been mentioning, mid-70s is usually where that bubble is for the top qualifiers, as we have Nananho Kiriyama dropping in.
And yeah, and she will give us our bubble score. She'll be the 10th skier to drop in. Tail grab, 180. 540. Not sure if she got the grab on that one. Japan off the bottom, 180. Safety off the safety 180 again. 360. Is this going to be your last one? No, switch. Switch 360 off the bottom. So nicely done. Lesser of degree of difficulty, so we'll see how the judges scored that one, but nicely executed just the same. Right on. Très belle descente. Ça va nous donner la ligne de mort chez les femmes, parce qu'on va prendre les meilleurs 10 athlètes chez les femmes pour la finale. So we now have 10 athletes through, and so that will establish what our bubble score is. Right now, we're just waiting for a score for Nahano Kiriyama, but we will have a bubble score right after her run. Next, judges ready for bib 15, Amy Winterberger from Team USA, and she's dropping in right now.
Gotta say, John, I like watching practice, obviously, for many reasons, but I also like marking off when someone does something awesome. And next to Abby Winterberger's name, I just have sick, and it's underlined. So I noticed she was catching a lot of airs we're seeing there on the 540 into a 720. I just noticed that she maintained her speed really well in practice. Kind of getting caught a little bit in the flat bottom there, but if what we were able to see going inverted, landing really deep in the transition, but landing gear on right there for Abby Winterberger.
Yeah, and we saw a nice flat spin from Abby, so that's really, really good for on her part. So throwing down some very technical tricks, but also getting way out of the pipe as well. So we're looking forward to a good score for her. Bubble score right now is going to be Hannah Fallhaber with her score of 40 points. So bubble score to beat to get into the final for the time being is 40 points. You got to beat 40 to get into the final. But again, we've got lots more to come.
Abby Winterberger waiting for her score. She's only 15.
Go on.
Going huge in the pipe.
Well, that's awesome. All right, so next competitor is going to be Piper Arnold from Team USA. She's currently ranked 21st overall. Maintenant classifiée 21e selon la Coupe du Monde. Meilleure descente jusqu'à date, au meilleur résultat jusqu'à date, 16e à Copper, and she's dropping in right now. Piper Arnold, bib number 19.
And here we go, Piper Arnold starting off with a 720 into the 360, losing some speed there. 540 and into another 540, trying to sneak the grab in there. Definitely, as far as losing some speed after that first hit.
Sliding through for a 7 for her last hit. Again, in order to get maximum scores throughout all of the criteria that we're looking at here, because of the fact that they're looking at amplitude, degree of difficulty, variety, execution, and progression, there's a whole bunch of things that have to be taken into consideration to maximize the points out. So we're just waiting for a score for Piper Arnold. Next competitor in the gate from Korea is going to be Kim Daeun from, and she is currently ranked 17th with a 17th place score at Copper. And Daeun Kim is sporting bib number 18. And she's on course. Going for a large 540 to start with. Then just air to forward. 360. 360 down. Going for a last trick. What do we got? Just a straight air spread. Okay, going for one more. 360, and she is done. We have a score for Piper Arnold, 48.75, which is now our bubble score.
Daeun Kim starting off with the big 540, some solid amplitude there, but as far as what's going to prevent that score from going up is going to be the loss of speed, it looked like, after the first hit, opting for a straight air, as opposed to some of the more technical scores we're seeing, 5s to 5s, 9s to 9s, or some other, different combinations like 720s within the first two hits, changing the direction, going from switch to forward or forward to switch.
All right. Xiu Zhu from China, next competitor in the gate, bib number 16. She's dropping in right now. We have a score for Kim Daeun from Korea, 39 points, so not making it through to the finals yet. Piper Arnold in the bubble spot, 48.75. Xiu Zhu from China dropping in right now.
And look at that 720 off the hop. I think that if we're going to lose some of the amplitude here, technicality must be in check. So the 720s as opposed to the 540s, because sometimes you're competing here at the top of the leaderboard against 900s with amplitudes, 540s with amplitudes. So the 720 will help bridge that gap and hopefully get some of these scores into the top 10 or right around the bubble.
Yeah, and so that was Xiu Zhu from China, having a little bit of difficulty towards the bottom of the course. Second last trick on pipe left, so that's skier's left. Threw her off a little bit, and she couldn't climb back out to onto her next trick and execute it, as well as it possibly could have been, I guess. So a little bit of difficulty landing and then going through the transition. Next competitor in the gate is, we're just waiting for a score for Xiu Zhu. Next competitor in the gate is going to be Kelly Kiva from Team USA, sporting bib number 20, and she is at the top of the course right now. Judges are ready for bib number 20, dropping in right now. We have a score for Xiu Zhu, 46.25, and she's just below the bubble score. Again, to make it into the through the qualification, you got to get better than 48.75. Kelly Kiva on course.
Another one of our younger riders, Keva Kelly, only 15. Can't even drive a car. There is a couple of 540s, linking them up, going for the 720.
Nicely done. Switch in to 360. She's liking this.
There's the 900, going for something more technical there.
And the Japan grab for the end of it. Nicely done. Again, 900 off the bottom. I'm going to say lacking a little bit of amplitude, but nicely executed nonetheless.
I love that the body language don't lie. Keva Kelly, stoked. Totally stoked with how that one ended up. And you know what? Love to see it. We'll see how Keva Kelly gets judged, and your new bubble score, she's right in there at 10th with a 54.75. So we were kind of predicting that something, the bubble score, once the smoke cleared, would be around in the 70s or mid-70s. Next up, Canadian rider, Dylan Glennie. Give it up. She can hear you up there dropping in.
From Courtney, BC, she is on course.
She's another rider I had in practice, and I wrote stylish. I do like the stripes. I do like the trick selection. And as we finish off here, some cool multiple axes of rotation coming there. And I like that. Some tricks by Dylan Glennie that we haven't seen, like the left flare was really, really great. The right 720. Lost a little bit of amplitude near the end. Interesting to see how the judges score that. But our Canadian rider, Dylan Glennie, I'm really curious to see where this comes in. Will it break the 54.75 required to get into that top 10?
Yeah, so our bubble score right now, 54.75, and that's hosted by Kevin Kelly. Just awaiting a score for Dylan Glennie, and then we're going to be underway with our next competitor, which will be Misha Thomas from New Zealand. She's currently ranked 5th overall, and his best placing so far in an event is 6th place at Copper. She ranked 9th overall in the World Cup in 2025.
Awaiting score first for Dylan Glennie. Will the Canadian skier crack the top 10 and move into a qualifying position? The score of 68.50. Your Canadian skier, Dylan Glennie, moving into 7th place.
Right on, Dylan. Next competitor in the gate is Misha Thomas from New Zealand. And she is at the top of the pipe right now, sporting bib number 11, dropping in.
Big 540. Going the amplitude route on hit number 1, going 540 to 540. We're going to be looking for some more technical combos as she makes her way down the pipe.
Alley-oop 360 to switch to revert. Alley-oop 360 again. Actually, that was alley-oop 180, but nicely done, getting some big air out of the pipe. Tricks a little bit more simple than some of them that we have seen over the course of the competition so far, but a solid run nonetheless. All right, next competitor in the gate is going to be Sabrina Kakmakli from Germany. She is currently ranked 12th in the World Cup. Her best result so far has been an 11th place at Copper Mountain. She ranked in the World Championships, she was 13th. She ranked 9th overall in the World Cup in 2025. Just awaiting a score for Misha Thomas from New Zealand. And we have a score of 45, which is not good enough so far to make it into the final. Riley Jacobs has got the 2-beat score, which is now 58.75. Sabrina Kakmakli at the top of the course, on course right now. .540 to start with a grab. 720 off of that one. 360 to 540 again with a tail grab. 720 off of the second last air for her, and riding out the rest of the pipe. So nicely done. Again, well executed, perhaps lacking a little bit of amplitude, but still a very solid run nonetheless. No falls, no skibbles, and nicely executed tricks.
We're definitely seeing a bit of a bottleneck right around the bubble here when it comes to big first hits, probably a 540, and then losing a little bit of speed, but staying technical through the rest of the pipe. If I'm a coach at the top, telling my athletes, keep your amplitude, pulling out every rabbit I got in my hat to keep the skiers running fast, going big. And like we've seen with some of our higher end, at the top qualifiers, we're seeing that simple tricks, 540s, doesn't have to be much more than that, just done big with execution, clean,
big and clean,
intentional, or if you're going to be a technician, you really got to get a 900 in there.
Yeah. All right, bib number 12, dans son numéro 12, Kate Gray des États-Unis. Kate Gray from the Team USA is dropping in right now, sporting bib number 12. She is currently ranked 7th overall in the World Cup for 2026, and her best result so far this year has been a 5th place at Copper Mountain.
Can we have a little comment here on how well the outerwear kit matches the bib? Looks like they're just designed to go together. Very, very, very sick. I'm a big fan of the coordination. I'm also a big fan of that absolutely giant 540.
And that 900. God. I was going to be a big fan of that 900. Unfortunately, she landed in the back seat a little bit, but she's got lots of time, obviously lots of skills, and so she's just got to nail that 900 that she hit off the top there for her second hit.
With that amplitude on the 540, you put the landing gear down on that 900. A lot of the other competitors are going 540 there. Some are going to 720, but to go big 540 to big 900, oh, you're off to the races. That's a checkered flag right there.
All right, Anya Barrow from Ireland is up next.
Gotta love the Irish representation here. Had one of in the men's field, and now Anya in the women's, going 540 to 360.
Switch 360 to alley-oop 180, just missing the grab a little bit. Safety grab off of that 180, going for the 360 again, touching the tips as she was performing there. And again, a 0 spin off of the bottom, but lacking a little bit of amplitude there. Had to really crank it around to make some of those tricks work. So not sure if that run is going to be, shall we say, big enough to make it into the final so far. But again, the athletes have a second run to go.
Yeah, that's right. Two runs, best run counts format. So take a look at the leaderboard here. We can get a better idea of where we need to land. And you can see that bubble score, the top 10 making it. It's creeping up. It started a few runs ago around the mid-50s. Now it's into the low 60s. And we're going to see that continue to climb as we see the landing gear come down on some of these remaining first runs, and then a nice reset, and everybody gets a second chance, as it should be in life.
Totally. Next competitor in the gate is going to be Caitlin Reitall from Team USA, sporting bib number 23. She is currently ranked 23rd in the overall rankings for the World Cup for this year. Best result so far, 18th place at Copper Mountain. Just waiting for a score for Anya Barrow, bib number 25. Snow's starting to pick up just a little bit, but the fog seems to have dissipated a lot more, which is awesome. Better view for everybody. Cameras, spectators, announcers, judges, everybody. Caitlin Reitall dropping right now. Caitlin Wrightall on course right now. Oh, throwing down the 9, and unfortunately the 9 was throwing her down too. That's unfortunate, but again, it looks like she's got the skills. She just got to hit that first air to give her the big confidence boost to get her down the rest of the way. But that was a bit of a skibble, but again, she got another run.
Well, and you know that when you see something like that, the body language, and even just the choice. If you're going 900 first hit, you got 900. You got it. And if you get up, you're not like, oh, like I tried. She was like, I got that. What happened?
Yeah, it looks like she was just a little bit in the back seat, unfortunately, for that one. So on course right now, Izzy Lola Worthington from Team USA. Oh, managing to sneak around the 7. Lacking a little bit of amplitude here, trying to push up that pipe to get up. Just got above there, pushing it again. Gravity's working. 360, a little bit of a tip drag, shall we say. 540. Again, nicely done, but lacking a little bit of amplitude, lacking a little bit, I'm going to say, finesse in that one. But again, we're not judges, we're just sort of calling it as we see it.
We're not judges, we're just constantly judging. We have 3 skiers remaining. They have watched, they have learned, they have gathered the information. To me, I think going in the final 3 is such a huge advantage, which is funny because Cassie Sharp came out swinging and is currently in 2nd place.
Yeah.
And she was our first skier to drop.
Just a point of just administrative point here. Jeannie Crane-Mousy from Vanuatu was supposed to be in 23rd spot in the start order, bib number 26. She was a scratch, just in case you were waiting to see her on the course, but unfortunately she is a scratch. So that was Izzy Lola Worthington, who was just in the course. Emily Campbell will be next, bib number 22. All right, Izzy Lola Worthington, score of 43.50. Not enough to make it into the final yet. The bubble score right now is at 62. 62. All right, Emily Campbell dropping in right now, bib number 22 from Team USA on course.
Only 16 years old, starting things off with the 540 there. Flare. 360, let's see, it'd be great to see a switch 720 here. No, going to switch 540, okay, okay. And then a switch 360, switch left 360 more precisely.
That was some nice amplitude on that flare on that left wall, or excuse me, on that right wall, skier's right wall. Very good. So that's what the judges want to see. Higher degree of difficulty gets you higher points for sure. Next competitor from Canada, bib number 27, Ava Dittmer from Calgary in the house. Oh, all right, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen, sorry to disappoint. Ava Dittmer, bib number 26 is a scratch. Bib number 26, Ava Dittmer is a scratch. Just reported to us. Next competitor is going to be bib number 24 from Estonia, Greta-Mia Mintalo. She had a 15th spot in Copper Mountain, and so she is 27th and, well, I guess 25th now on the start order, because we had several scratches, but she's listed as 27th on the start order. So yeah, so we'll be now 24th on the start order, but we'll be busting our way back up to the top for our second round. Just waiting for a score for Emily Campbell from USA, which we have, yeah, 50.75. And so Greta-Mia Mintalo is in the pipe right now and making her way down to her start spot. On course. Alley-oop 5 to start with. Big air, too.
Love the pairing of the alley-oop to alley-oop.
Switch tail grab. 540, again above the coping, so it's looking good. 360, and again above the coping, and one last. I thought she was going to grind the coping there, but again, very nicely done. Some surprisingly high degree of difficulty and seemingly a lot of confidence in the pipe.
Yeah, a little bit of a non-conventional trick selection there from the Estonian as we get a look at our leaderboard right here with the top 10.
Yeah, so we do have a leaderboard here, ladies and gentlemen. Sabrina, oh, actually it has disappeared. So Sabrina Kakmakli in 10th spot, Svea Irving in 9th, Amy Winterberger in 8th, Dylan Glennie in 7th, Amy Fraser in 6th, Yu Yishan from China in 5th place, Indra Brown from Australia in 4th, Kexin Zhang from China in 3rd, Cassie Sharp from Canada in 2nd, and Li Fangwei from China in 1st place so far. Again, this is after the first round, and all is good. We've got one more round to go. Every athlete has the same chance to make it into the qualification. Some people have set the bar pretty high to beat to get into the qualification, but let's just see if it's going to be another, shall we say, practice round for these guys, or are they going to really practice the stuff that they're going to throw down in the final, which has a tendency to be a bit more difficult than what they've thrown down, any perhaps, shall we say, a bit more conservative run for the qualification to get to the final.
That's right. And you take a look at the leaderboard here, and it looks at the top 5. And the scores go down to a 76. They range from a 93 to a 76. I would think that if you're in the top 5, you're very safe. You're very safe. Right now, you're training for the finals. You're taking it easy. You're going through your process, however you like. It's like, I'm going to turn up, and I'm going to see if I can give my finals run a shot while I'm on the clock. Or they say, you know what? I did it. I'm coasting. I'm coasting. But I will say anybody below 5th place, starting with Amy Fraser of Canada with a 70. A score of 70 likely is not safe. We're going to see a lot more scores creep up into those low 70s. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly how this turns out with Amy Fraser from Canada, also Dylan Glennie from Canada. Those are our two that are in 6th and 7th with those scores of the high 60s and the low 70s. So you're going to have to cheer them on, folks, and they're going to be able to hear you when it's their time to drop.
Yeah, so the whole deal, again, is if you want to see them go, you got to let them know. If you want to see them get through to the final, give them as much encouragement as you possibly can. So right now, again, Sabrina Kakmakli is the score to beat with its 62.00. Svea Irving with a score of 65 is second from the bottom on the by the bubble, and so just be very, very aware of the scores that you need to get into the final and try to beat them. So to get into the final, you need to beat 62 in order to get on the top of, shall we say, the qualification podium. You got to beat 93.00, and that's a pretty tall order.
Round 2, run 2 action coming up right here, right away at the FIS Free Ski World Cup Snow Rodeo.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Cassie Sharp is at the top of the course. She's currently sitting comfortably in 2nd place, but knowing Cassie, that's probably not sufficient for her. She wants to be first in qualification. So, ladies and gentlemen, let Cassie know that you are down here.
I don't know what Cassie Sharp is thinking, but if I were a Cassie Sharp, I would be thinking sick that I'm in 2nd place, but you know what would be better? First. Big old flare here. She can hear you for the last couple hits, folks. Look at that amplitude. Will she get one more? No, she's going to call it. She said, nope, that was big enough. Cassie Sharp, everybody.
Yeah, Cassie! Woo-hoo-hoo!
And I gotta say, starting with the 900 to 900 combo, sending a message. Does she improve on her run one score? Yes. Does she improve enough to take first place? No. Coming in with a score of 90.25, she does not unseat Feng Hui Li with her score of 93. Staying in second place, yet improving, Cassie Sharp.
All right, next competitor in the gate is going to be Indra Brown from Australia. She is currently sitting second in the world, and her best run so far is from Copper Mountain. She is on course.
Going 540 to 540, getting a little bit out of control there. Just maybe caught something on the lip there, John, and just not quite able to get under control. Indra Brown will hold on to her first run score of 81.25. Seemingly quite safe.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, I think it looks like she just got a little bit off balance, threw her shoulders back a little bit. All right, Yishan Liu from China is our next competitor, and she is sporting bib number 10. We got picture back, and we are running. We are off and running. So she is currently sitting in sixth place in the world, and her best run so far has been fourth place at Copper Mountain.
Currently sitting in fifth place for the 76. This seems like she's in a safe position. Does she need to push it? No. Is it in her best interest to see what's possible in this pipe? Absolutely.
Yeah, so we could call this a finals practice run. Starting out with a monstrous 540. Hitting the brakes a little bit hard, though.
Yeah, losing that speed on that landing. And it's just really shows you the margin for error in half-pipe skiing. It's basically nil.
Yeah, so she's kind of given up on this one, but again, pretty solid run first round, and so we're quite confident that she's going to be in the final. But anyway, just a big applause for effort. Again, that was Yishan Liu from China. Next competitor in the gate is going to be bib number 7, Kexin Zhang from China. And she is currently ranked third overall in the world, and her best result so far this year has been in third place at Copper Mountain.
She's currently sitting in third place. Pretty comfy right there. She's tucked into bed there and just about to take a nap at 84.25. There's not a whole lot she's got to do to get herself into the main event here. Her ticket is all but signed, sealed, and delivered here, but let's see what she's got. And why not a big 720 to start?
Yeah, this is a practice run for the finals. Again, nice reverse mute. Going for a big 7. Throwing down another 540. Nicely done. Again, just very, very solid run, but again, because of the fact that she's pretty well got herself into the final after her first run, that was a good practice run for finals as well.
Absolutely. 2 720s in that run, different grabs, a variety of what she's choosing to grab on her skis, a variety of left and right rotation, switch and regular. This is variety personified right here by Kexin Zhang.
All right, next competitor, we're just waiting a score for Kexin Zhang, but next competitor in the gate is going to be Svea Irving, bib number 6 from Team USA. Judges are ready for Svea Irving, bib number 6.
Now this is where things get really interesting, John. Svea Irving, 65 points, only 3 points ahead of the 10th place qualifier. She is within view of the bubble. And what does she do in order to turn this up? Well, she starts up with a big alley-oop to a 900, putting it down. 720, opting not to go 540 there, and then going 360. What will end it off here? Another 2 hits.
Oh, sweet. I think she's got to be happy with that one. That'll push her up by quite a bit. I'm thinking into the mid-70s for sure.
Yeah,
if
going
not better.
Going with a alley-oop, not repeating a trick. 900. We have a right 720. We got left and right 540s. It's a great variety here. Looking to move up from 65 points and 9th place to set sail away from that bubble score, because only the top 10 make it. Will she improve on her 9th place score? Svea Irving anxiously awaiting previous score of 65.
Yeah, I am guessing that she's going to move up a couple of spots.
Let's see, because there's a couple spots where she can move up. Abby Winterberger is only a 67.50, so she's 2.5 points ahead, and then 3.5 points ahead is Canadian Dylan Glennie. So, and she does catapult them both. She goes right over top of both of them into 7th place, knocking Canadian Dylan Glennie into 8th. Svea Irving, your new 7th place competitor with a 69.25. Wow, it's getting heated around the bubble there.
It certainly is. Hannah Fallhaber is sporting bib number 3. She is currently 22nd in the world, but she's currently 20th on the finished results after the first round. Looking motivated coming down here, doing the flare, nailing the flare, coming through for a big 720. Looking very, very solid. Okay, she's got to be happy with this run. She's got to be happy with this one. That was definitely a step up from the last one. She was currently ranked 20th, so Hannah Fallhaber had a score of 40 after her first run. That was going to be a big step up. I'm going to hazard a guess that will be in the mid-60s, if not bigger than that.
I mean, if it is, she's going to unseat Sabrina Kakmackley, our German skier, currently in 10th. So score to beat to break the top 10 and thus qualify for the main event, Saturday's finals, is a 62. Hannah Fallhaber looking to jump up from 20th place. A score of 62 or more will do that. The judges are tabulating for 21-year-old American skier Hannah Fallhaber. What do they have? Again, it's a 62 or better. And it's a 60.25. Not good enough. Catapults her from 20th up to 11th, but she will not be going to the finals. Hannah Fallhaber
barely underneath the bubble.
And thus, her snow rodeo comes to a close.
All right, bib number 1 is dropping in. This is going to be Li Fangwei from China. Current leader today with a total whopping score of 93.00. So this is definitely a practice round for her. Let's see what she's got.
Her first run was really personified by huge airs.
Air.
Just like that. That 720, gorgeous. 720 to 720. Let's go. And you see the amount of solid amplitude and just the very solid execution that's happening down this pipe. Multiple 720s here, both left and right.
She's got to be happy with that one, because every trick in that quiver of tricks she was throwing down the pipe there was way above. It was above, if not way above, the coping. So the judges are going to be loving all of that. Every aspect of that run was spot on.
Not able to improve on her first run score. Doesn't need to.
No.
She's in finals mode now. She's like, see ya Saturday. That's when you're going to see me really go time. I got my ticket punched. I'm in first place. I'm in first place by almost 3 points. I'm good.
Yeah. All right, so we got Riley Jacobs from Team USA next, sporting bib number 9, and she is on course.
Riley currently in 12th place. First run score of 58.75. Needs to qualify that all-important 62. There's a 900. Absolutely beautifully executed. Going to 720. The key here, can she keep her speed?
Yeah, losing a little bit amplitude. Getting it a little bit back there, so that was 720 for bottom trick. We'll just have to see what the judges think about that one. That was certainly not, I'm going to say, as spectacular as Li Fang Wei's, just in terms of amplitude and degree of difficulty. But again, a very solid run. No glaring errors, and we'll just have to see. I mean, this is very difficult, particularly as you were saying, with the midfield of or the middle of the field. There's a lot of consistency amongst all of them.
And there it is, a score in 59. That will end Riley Jacobs' snow rodeo experience. She is in 12th, will not qualify.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Canadian in the house. Amy Fraser is in the pipe.
Currently sitting in 6th place with a first run score of 70, unleashing a switch 720. What has she got next? Going for the flare, grabbing tail, backing them back to back, both left and right. There's the 900. What has she got for the last hit? Another 900, putting it down. Make some noise for your Canadian rider, Amy Fraser, starting with a 70, saying, nope, I'm in 6th place. I want to do better.
An incroyable descente pour Amy Fraser du Canada. Again, our bubble score right now is 62.00. Amy Fraser, well, she's already got 70 points, but she's done nothing but augment that score with her last run. That was amazing. What a great run. Looking forward to a great score. I'm thinking that's going to be vaulting into the mid-80s easily, because there was some high degree of difficulty, and she just would not stop pushing down on the accelerator. That was great. What a great run. The next competitor is going to be Nahao Kiriyama from Japan, bib number 17.
We got Amy Fraser waiting for her score. 70 points, looking to improve with that run. It says on my screen, awaiting score. Judges are tabulating. And she does improve, moving into 5th place with a score of 80.25. Your Canadian Amy Fraser.
Nanaho Kiriyama from Japan scored to need to qualify to get into the final, is now 62 points, and so let's just see what she's got.
Currently in 20th place, outside of the qualifying realm. Getting caught up a little bit in that flat bottom, losing the speed, going below the lip. It's got to be a throwaway here, John.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is certainly not looking as, shall we say, promising as Amy Fraser's run. But anyway, trying to get the 360 in throughout the bottom section of the course. This will not get her into the final by any stretch of the imagination. But good effort on her part. Again, it's a big pipe, and it takes a lot of guts to try and defeat this fight for sure.
Next up, Abby Winterberger. So Abby Winterberger, do I care to remind you, my notes from practice. I love making notes during practice. And I just wrote, goes big, and underlined it. I saw her have an absolutely great, killer run in practice. She's currently in 9th place, score of 67.25. Top 10 make it. She is insulated by 5.5 points against the bubble score of 62. So there's some real estate there. But we watched her first run, and I mean, maybe I said it out loud, maybe I didn't, but I was like, she can do better. She puts together that practice run with that amplitude. It's going to be a very special thing, and she's able to gain her way up that leaderboard. She's in 9th place. She's sweating.
All right, Abby Winterberger at the top of the course. We have a score for Naraho Kiriyama, 45.75. Amy Winterberger's only 15 years old, and she's in the pipe right now.
That's what I'm talking about, that big 540. Good amplitude, and keeping the amplitude into the 720. Here's where it gets tricky. Can you link a 7 and a 7 and keep your amplitude?
Yes, you can.
She even had a skiff in the bottom there, throws in the last hit. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was awesome, doing the flat spin off the bottom air.
Alley-oop flat spin to end it. Big 540 into 7-7 combo. Really great, and we're not seeing any 360s here. We're seeing amplitude. We saw a great recovery in the flat bottom. Will she be able to improve on her score? I don't know. Does that bobble in the flat bottom, does that hurt her score? to 67.50. She's in 9th place, but she is 5 points ahead of the 10th place score. Is she resting easy? Is she not? Let's see.
Yeah, Abby, that was a good run. Yeah.
She scores the exact same score, 67.50.
All right, Piper Arnold is on course right now. Yeah, lacking a little bit of amplitude, not getting way above the coping as what is going to be required to make it into the final here.
Currently in 16th place, so this will end her snow rodeo experience here, but not before she slips around a 720 there. God, that was, I like how she got the very smooth, very like white glove diamond heist.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Shaving doing a little bit of maintenance on the pipe as she was shaving that 720 in. Nicely done. All right, so we're gonna have Daeun Kim from Korea up next. We're just waiting for a score for Piper Arnold. Yeah, Daeun Kim had a score of 39 for her first run. And she's dropping in right now. Let's see if she can do anything to augment her position to get into the through the qualification into the finals. Big air to start with. Landing way in the bottom and unfortunately having to skibble.
And that's it.
And that is it for sure. So sacrificing, I mean, big air to start for her first trick, and then unfortunately a little bit of, shall we say, change of balance, and which threw her off for her second trick, which basically then threw her out of the final, which is unfortunate for her. But living to fight another day, which is fine. All right, bib number 16, Siu Zhu from China. She's currently ranked 11th overall. Siu Zhu is in 17th spot right now, so a few out of the final or qualification through to the final. So we're just going to have to see how how all of this shakes down for all of these athletes. There is still lots of skills to come. They just got to put them all together to make it through to the final. Dropping in right now, bib number 16. .720 to start. A little bit of a rough landing. 360 through that one. A bit more of a rough landing. Mute grab. Not a whole lot of amplitude, but still kicking it.
Bit of tough sledding there with the execution on those first two hits, especially after garnering some amplitude on hit number 1.
Yeah, so a bit of a, I'm sure, probably a bit of a feeling of disappointment for that one, because little bit of difficulty through each of the tricks, and anytime you make a bit of a skibble, it will have an effect on your next trick, because you've got to correct, compensate, get your speed up for your next trick, and any little skibble that you have kind of interferes with the amount of prep time you have for your next event, or sorry, your next trick in the pipe. So Keva Kelly, bib number 13, or sorry, bib number 20, currently ranked 13th with a score of 54.75. She's got to bust out, I'm going to say 8, or I'm going to even 10 points to get herself up into the final. So let's see what she can do on course.
This is what I love about this format, John. 2 runs, best run counts. You're on the outside looking in. It's gut check time. So we go 540 to 540. Going for 720. The key here to keep that speed. Going 720, 720.
A little bit of a check speed. Oh, come on, get your speed back up. You got it, you got it. One more. Safety grab to finish, unfortunately. So that was just a bit of interruption of speed, which affected her second last hit.
Already given a lower score than her first score, given a DNI on number 2. So we are gonna move on. Currently in 8th place, Dylan Glennie, Canadian. Give it up for Dylan Glennie, your Canadian.
68.5 is her first score. Let's just see what she's doing.
There's the flare into the 720, getting technical here, trying to keep the speed, going off axis on the 540. And 540 again.
I think her first run score is going to carry her, but we'll just have to see how well it ranks up against the rest of the field. We've still got some good athletes coming down the pipe.
And you are right there, John. She's been given a DNI, so she will have to lean on that 68.50. The good news is it's 6.5 points ahead of the bubble score, the 62. And shout out Sabrina Kakmackley, just holding on right there.
Yeah, I'm sure her fingernails are getting a little bit tired, but we'll have to see. Maybe she can lay down something even heavier for her to reinforce her her last place or her bubble score.
Just holding on like Hans Gruber off the side of Nakatomi Plaza. Misha Thomas on course right now. Current score of 45. She's on the outside looking in, but has some great amplitude to start things off. Alley-oop. Getting off axis there.
Yeah, lacking a little bit of amplitude, but come on, she's got it.
Kind of like in the trick selection there with the off-axis alley-oop, switch alley-oop. That was very, very cool.
Lacking a little bit of, I'm going to say, overall confidence in that run. So we'll just have to see. Misha Thomas had a score of 45. That run may have moved her up a little bit, but I don't think it will get her through to the final. Unfortunately, I don't think that will beat Sabrina Kakmackley out of the bubble score at the moment. And speaking of Sabrina Kakmackley, she's at the top of the course.
She must just be sick of watching this. She's like, I've been watching this and I've been on the bubble for what seems like 15 riders, 15 skiers or something. She's like, I'm going to take matters into my own hands and I'm going to move up this leaderboard so I'm going to sweat.
Judges determining the score for Misha Thomas from New Zealand. Yeah, 56.25, so she moved up a little bit, but she did not make it through to the finals. Sabrina Kakmackley sitting on the bubble right now, looking to improve her score to give herself, so we say, a little bit of confidence that she is going to absolutely make it through to the final. On course. Big 540 to start with, nice lot of amplitude. 720, switch into the next trick. Tail grab, 180. Have to go large and take charge here.
She's gonna need something big to end it off here.
720. Lacking a little bit of amplitude there, so maybe a little bit of improvement there, but I don't think there's gonna be much. Her first score was 62. It was just that simple, shall we say, going a little bit off balance and losing her speed throughout her last couple of hits.
Yeah, I don't know if we see a market improvement. I don't think it challenges the 67.50 of Abby Winterberger. She gets 0.5 more. She gets a little more. They're like, we'll give you a bit. We'll give you a bit. 62.50, and maybe you remember that when you go, if you make it to the finals. Maybe you remember the how nice the judges were with that extra half point. That might come in handy.
All right, next competitor in the gate is going to be Kate Gray, bib number 12.
And I do have to say, I love the color coordination. Some of the best advice I ever gave, I was in Japan and I told a man, an old man, that had a matching outfit on. I said, I love your outfit. And all he said was
900 and
all he said was, it's important to enjoy coordination. You know, and I agree. Unfortunately, going down there by Kate Gray.
Yeah, we would like to ask the athletes not to jet the finish area, especially the corral down the bottom here, just in case somebody's coming up through the corral. So, unfortunately, Katie Gray had tried to lock in that 900 again, but she was still a little bit in the back seat, which again just absolutely jetted her out of any contention. Next competitor, Anya Baru from Ireland. 21st on the start order. She's sporting bib number 25, and she's on her way. Again, amplitude is going to be the key here. Getting the maximum points for flying outside of the pipe as high as you possibly can. She's made it out of the coping once so far. Twice. 3 times, so speed is picking up and staying consistent. Alley-oop 3.
Cheers from the gallery right there for Anya Baru. Not qualified, will not increase the score from the 38.50, but I gotta say, shout out Ireland.
All right, next competitor, bib number 23, Caitlin Reitall from Team USA, currently ranked 23rd overall in the World Cup for 2026, and her best score so far has been 18th in Copper Mountain. So let's just see what she can throw down for us here. First score was 5.25, so she's got a long way to go to get it through to the qualifications, but I am sure she's going to give it her absolute best shot. On course, Caitlin Reitall from Team USA on course. To start with, that was wicked. 720, hand touch. Well, that's unfortunate. Caitlin Reitall chomping in really, really hard for her first couple of tricks, and then unfortunately had a little bit of a skibble, which has an effect on all of the rest of them, and so lacking a bit of amplitude and sort of unfortunately having to sacrifice the rest of her run. But that was Caitlin Reitall, bib number USA, throwing it down as hard as she possibly could. Not exactly living up to it, but her potential, but you know, all good anyway. Next competitor is going to be Izzy Lola Worthington, bib number 21, and she's at the top of the course.
Only 3 skiers remaining, John. They've watched the entire event unfold before their eyes. Can they use that to their advantage? Izzy Lola Worthington dropping in. Big 540, finding the landing there. Going 720. Speed will become key here. The switch 360, and I'm saying that she's currently in 20th place. She will not crack the top 10. As Sabrina Kakmakli from Germany, is still there, hanging on. I can only assume nerves of steel.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, all good. Yeah, seriously, we've got 2 more competitors, Emily Campbell and Greta Mia Mintalo. And both of them could be contenders. We could see a surprise here. But again, they've got to nail it down. Izzy Lola Worthington had a score of 43.50. Just waiting for the judge's decision as to what they thought of her second run. So right now we've got bubble is still Sabrina Kakmakli at 62.50, followed by Amy Winterberger at 67.5. Emily Campbell from USA, again, score to qualify is to beat 62.5, and she's on course.
Currently in 16th place, posted a 50.75. So got to clean things up, got to go bigger.
540 to start. Flare to continue, a little bit of a skibble. 360 going switch for her next trick. 540 out of that. So pretty strong run. lacking a little bit of amplitude, though, and I think that's what the judges probably are missing in a lot of their scores, is simply seeing the athletes getting way above the coping.
If I'm in 9th place, I'm Abby Winterberger, and I'm saying I'm going to the finals because there's only one rider, only one skier left that can unseat Sabrina Kakmakli, and that is the Estonian at the top of the course.
And she had a score of 52. And so there is the possibility that she nails down, I'm not going to say the run of her life because I haven't seen the rest of her career events, but she certainly has some potential, and let's see what she can lay down here.
Love the alley-oop first hit. The big key here is, can you keep the speed through the alley-oop to alley-oop combo? That's going to be the biggest issue. Get a 360, that's going to have to be comboed up with. I think that has to be a 720, John.
Another 540. 180 to tail grab. All right, well, that was a pretty respectable run. I'm not sure if it's going to beat 62 or 60.25, but that was a respectable run. And back-to-back alley-oops on the 540 side out of the coping was nice.
Well, folks, that will do it for women's qualifiers in free ski half pipe for women. Very curious. We got the leaderboard awaiting to see our final top 10. It looks like it's set. There it is. Once again, everybody with a Q next to them is moving on to the main event, Saturday morning's final.
All right, so in order from 10th to 1st, Sabrina Kakmakli, 62.50 was the bottom end score. Abby Winterberger, Dylan Glennie from Canada, Svea Irving from USA, Liu Yishan from China, Amy Fraser from Canada, Indra Brown from Team Australia, Kexin Zhang from China in 3rd place, Cassie Sharp in 2nd place, and with a whopping score of 93.00 from China, Li Fangwei in 1st place after the qualification. Congratulations, you guys. Wow, that was a great event. We want to thank the spectators for coming out and checking this out today. And we'll be back at you with snowboard prep and action tomorrow, same time, same place. And we look forward to seeing you. Thank you so much. Merci beaucoup à tout le monde d'assister à cette compétition de qualification chez les femmes ici à Winsport. On vous souhaite une très belle après-midi et on vous verra demain en espérant avec la compétition de snowboard qui commence vers 10 h le matin ici à Winsport. Alors, bon après-midi.